Hi everybody, this is Chris from TPLI, Turning Point Life Investment, and this is going to be a type of market analysis and other individual stocks analysis for July 28th, 2011. First thing that I wanted to go into is the S&P 500 and see what happened today was that we had a bit of it opened where it closed yesterday, rallied up, but then by the end of the day closed near the low. If you're very familiar with candlestick patterns, this is a potential bullish candlestick reversal pattern known as an inverted hammer. It's just where it looks like a hammer, like the hammer right here, but it's just upside down. And normally these aren't too good at calling reversals, especially for the S&P 500. If we go back here to July 13th, we had an inverted hammer. The real body can be white or black, and we actually had a bit more selling come after that. And if we go back even more to right here, which is the 7th of June, we had a type of inverted hammer after a long black candle, very similar to what happened, and more selling actually had incurred, but there was some buying that was followed up by that. So you see more selling here, buying, more selling, buying. So maybe we'll see that type of thing, more selling, buying, and maybe some type of stabilization, especially around 1300, because that's a very important support level for the S&P 500 right now. If 1300 breaks, I wouldn't be surprised for a retest of the lows that it formed in June at this level right here. So this breaks 1300, I definitely would not be surprised at all for another sell-off to incur and hit these lows. I want to talk about a stock that I had previously recommended last Tuesday on our webinar for the website, and that was when the market was right here. So there was no big black candle yet or anything like that. All the market had done was just basically pull back a bit, but it wasn't doing anything. So it was a bit choppy, no momentum coming in. So I had recommended some stocks on the long side, and actually recommended a stock on the short side. And I said usually when the market's like this and it's just consolidating a bit, it can go any way, and I don't mind having some shorts at this time just in case the market moves lower. If it moves higher, then most likely it'll trigger my longs. So this is what the market had looked like, and I was taking a look at ticker symbol A, Agilent Technologies, and it was, it was right here. It had just recently broken under $45, which was previous support. So I had this line drawn of previous support right here, and I said actually if it moves under Tuesday's low, I wouldn't be surprised for it to hit these lows back here, which is around $42.50. So I said move under Tuesday's low, I wouldn't be surprised for it to go down. So actually the next day it triggered me in as soon as the open, and it actually got a big black candle, closed right at my target of 42.50. So I got out. I didn't really hold for another push down or anything like that, even though today it did go down a bit. The reason why is because going back to the market, when it is a bit choppy with no direction like it was right here, going long or short was a bit, you'd be conservative, and you really book profits on your longs or shorts when the market's not doing anything. So as soon as the market hit my target in one day, I was already out of the trade, because you don't, with the choppy conditions, you just don't really know where the market wants to go. Some other stocks that I'm still taking a look at on my watch list, one of them is Pete. I know it reports earnings next Tuesday, but looking back, it doesn't really do a lot of stuff during earnings, not a big mover. And I like 62.50 as the resistance level. So, this is more of like a speculative play, but maybe earnings will be an excuse to get above 62.50. So I'm going to see how this behavior is working out, but I still like it from the long side. Another stock that I'm keeping my eye on is EVEP. It's Energy Partners. It's pretty strong compared to the rest of the market selling, and it's just basically chopping around right now. And excuse me. So we got this type of flag, pennant, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It just understand that this thing is side trending right now after making a nice huge run up. So I would like to see break out above this level and hit new highs. Taking a look at some other stocks today. Apple, not much today, just really flat. It looks like it had earlier this week, it came to, and it got above 400, it approached 400, but it looks like 400 was a false breakout and it sold off after that. So, normally it's not common to see a stock, especially like around, that like a decade number resistance level to fail the first time. Much like AZO, where it tried to get above 300 right here and it failed and it came back down and moved lower. Even you could say Netflix, when Netflix earlier before the earnings and all that other stuff, it had hit 300, failed and moved back down. So it's not surprising to see Apple come up and test 400 and then move back down, especially since that's been the behavior of a lot of big name stocks. But it still looks good from the long side, but I just really want some more buying pressure coming into the markets right now. If we don't get that buying pressure, I wouldn't be surprised for Apple to pull back to 380 or this 20-day exponential moving average. Another stock I'm taking a look at is silver, SLV. Yesterday it had looked really nice in the morning as it got a breakout above 40 yesterday on this black candle. So it actually looked pretty good from the long side to take a bit, but by the end of the day it actually came back under 40 into its range, forming a bearish engulf pattern right here. So it is side trending still in this range, but because of this breakout above 40, I mean, I was in above 40 as soon as it crossed back under, especially by the close. I was already out. This is already a false breakout, a bearish engulf pattern. Trend still looks decently up, or it's just making higher highs, higher lows, but it looks like it just wants to side trend a bit first before continuing up, and maybe it'll take another stab at breaking above 40. Another trade that I had going on, I think I mentioned it on one of the market analysis. As I was saying, I'm not really sure if I'm pretty sure it was recommended on one of my market analysis that I write, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't in our webinar video. So anyways, PH was in this type of nice head and shoulders pattern, and I was watching for a break of the neckline, and actually it broke yesterday. So when it broke under this neckline, I knew definitely not to buy. I knew earnings was around the corner, but I did go ahead and take a stab at this from the short side, and actually my only thinking was, hey, you know what, I'll short on this gap down. It broke the head and shoulders pattern. Hey, you know what, if it goes back above 85 or around there, then it's a false breakout and I probably won't be in it. So anyways, I took a stab at it from the short side, and I did have my first target was around 80, because there's a nice gap that was formed last year around November 30th. So I like that, and then I just took my profit, 1 day profit. Like I said, I like to just book it and take off. So that's how I've been playing the markets. Yeah, I've been playing some from the short side. I see some other short setups, but I'm not really too convinced right now of taking those, just mainly because the market has had the last 4 trading days just been moving down, selling. And 1, 2, 3 on this last time, 4 times selling. It didn't really have a lot, so a lot to the downside. So I'm expecting maybe type of like a choppiness tomorrow, or small bounce up, something like that. And that's why I'm not really taking a stab at shorts right now. But I am looking at some longs, like the longs that I had mentioned, that I would like to play from the long side.